We are back with another Age of Mythology casted game to watch, this time from a point of view perspective, and we are watching the GOAT of Age of Mythology himself, Aces the Mister. Now this is a bit of a special game. It's actually one of the Mister's training games. He messaged me kind of out of the blue on Discord and asked if I wanted to see some of his training videos, if he, any of his training games against various people to put out after the tournament finishes. So for anybody wondering, this is being recorded on the 14th of November. So I am in the past. I'll be putting this up at some point after Champions League tournament is finished. Hopefully the Mister has done well. As of right now, he is 2-0 in the group stages. But one of his training partners is Chasing the Sun, who is a very strong opponent. I think he's done pretty well. A French player, done pretty well in some of the other tournaments. He's got past the group stages, which is quite difficult to do, into that kind of top 16 kind of level, or even above. So we'll see how he fares here. We're going to be watching as a point of view, so we're not going to be seeing what the Amaterasu is doing. But the Mister also said about this game, this was his first time playing a Ranos since April. So April to November, hadn't played a Ranos. So we'll see what he does. But I think when you get to the top level, you obviously need to brush up on your mechanics just to make sure that you're aware of all the kind of small intricacies of playing the certain god. But I think theory-wise, the Mister, he'll spend his time plowing his fields and thinking about how he can best play Aranos in this certain situation. If you hear him talk about the game, it's incredible how much detail he actually goes into. Maybe if he is available after the tournament, maybe we could get him on, have a little chat to him about Age of Mythology, because it's absolutely crazy. And he's actually going for a wild play. He's going for a 3-minute advance time with Aranos. It sounds weird because Kronos is known for that. Kronos goes for the early uptime. I'm going to move the Mister to the right because he is on the right side in the blue here. But normally Kronos, because you can get that forward tempo down, you would send the temple here, it would get the Prometheans or the robots, whatever you decide to go for, put some early pressure on, then you can decide to kind of bring the temple back or just keep pressuring. Whereas Aranos can't really do that. He's also going the other way anyway, he doesn't have Prometheans, so doesn't have a early myth unit to kind of harass with. But I think one reason why this is good is if you can get a hero Mamillo out very, very early, and then heal it up with the Caladria, there's nothing that your opponent can really do to stop it. Just because they don't have enough damage to kind of out-heal or out-damage the Caladria healing. And then you can drop Carnivora down as well to kind of swallow up any unit that you can deal with there. Improves line of sight of all units is an insane Aranos relic. If this Oracle does spot it, doesn't have the resources yet, because it's an insanely quick advance time. We do see the military barracks going up, and I wonder what Chasing the Sun's thinking. He does have an early advance time of his own. Obviously, this is one of the Mister's training partners, so I'm sure he knows that the Mister favors some early Atlantean up times here with the 3 minutes. And here we go. So we do have a couple of Mamillos coming out, does have access to these good upgrades for them later. Obviously, can't really do that for the time being. And then just his eco-wise, just kind of spread one on each for now after getting that one military barracks up. So can spam them Mamillos for a while and then eventually save up for something else. Was there any other good relics that we've been spotted? Cavalry speed is decent for heroic age. Ranged soldiers have more hit points is nice. So any of these relics can be good. And we do see the Kama Itachi Weasel raids coming in. But there is a mana here. This one can be healed up very, very easily with the Caladria, as we've been saying. And we do have a hero Mamillo. So super early advance time, but into not much pressure. Obviously, there wasn't a quick advance time on the other side. And this tends to be what does happen when we see the Mister play. I remember watching his Red Bull Wallaloo games. So this was the first tournament for Retold. And him against Recon, they both went for this like 3:30 Zeus versus Hades advance time, which at the time was pretty wild. But they end up going for that one. It must just be that they can get some good early pressure done with just a couple of units at this very top level. Whereas you don't normally see that from kind of the mid-level and below guys, and it looks like Chasing the Sun. We'll look at that ranged soldiers relic, which would really help the Terma and then the Arcus later on. There is going to be a slow on this Kama Itachi, and it will probably go down after this snare, but the Chasing the Sun, he does have this Goshen Boku tree, so it's not a big deal at all. I assume the Mamillo upgrade is in. It isn't in yet. I guess, again, advance time being so early, you just end up being quite far behind. And the Kitsune trying to be annoying. But Sky Passage numero uno is up. Do I have a hotkey for my Sky Passages? I think it might be Control I. What a disgusting hotkey. My my hand is so spread. Takes me back to when I was trying to play the piano, and I was very poor at it. Trying to do the octaves. But anyway, Mamillo trying to get in here. Temple is going to be trying to be taken down. Samurai are going to be pretty good at dealing with this one. And the Carnivora does manage to snipe one Samurai, and then the second one is going to be slapped away. And I think Gaia Aranos is such a good matchup against Amaterasu or Japan in general, because this guy is basically like a bolt on one of these big units, plus obviously it stays there and can be pretty defensive. But also, even a 1v1 against these Samurai, the Samurai can't win because of the healing here. Oh, the healing. Did he misclick the healing? He must have misclicked the healing on this really high HP, almost full HP one, which is wild. That is unfortunate from the Mister. Does lose quite a big value unit there. That was a hero one also. There is a solar shield drop down. And we have three Caladrias out. And if you take anything away from this game just very, very early on, and what I've been taking away from the kind of the tournament so far is healing is so valuable, and it doesn't really get used as much as it should. You see this, the healing on these heroes, some low HP dudes on this side, which can be taken down. But if it's priests, if it's Caladria, if it's Mikos, just get your healing in. And because these Samurai are meant to counter these Mamillo, they do have bonus damage against them, but just so much healing is going to put a stop to that. So this solar shield's coming in, so that one won't go down. So the Mister does have to kind of worry there, or be a little bit worried. But he is fine, does manage to pull back. So no crazy early value. Did lose a hero Mamillo himself, but then has taken down more Samurais than he's lost Mamillos. And Samurais are worth 2 Mamillos, so all in all, in a very, very good spot. We also see the hero Kyroballister coming in. I don't think he ever got that hero upgrade either to make them cheaper. So he is one expensive boy, but he does sit him in the Sky Passage. And this is what you want to do with Aranos. Normally these kind of big siege weapons, they can't be garrisoned, but they can inside a Sky Passage. So that's always the way to go. Kamatachi raids trying to come through, but this is just going to have slow after slow after slow. And that is going to be taken down. It's not a big deal for Chasing the Sun. He is going to get that one back for free, but he would have liked to have a little bit of a scout and a potential for some good damage. It's also built his base very, very nicely that it's going to be quite hard for the Mister to get in and deal any damage. Could get watchtowers in if he wants to secure the 2,300 gold that's left. There's going to be a little bit more as well, thanks to this Miko getting a shrine there. Has the units in to kind of scare them away anyway. Onimusha's actually grabbed that infantry training time faster. Not a big impactful relic by any means, but it's just nice. It means that he won't have to maybe build an extra dojo later on when he wants to. So it saves a bit of resources there. And just doesn't need as much time to really react. If he wants to spam out units, it's just a little bit easier. But the Miko, oh, Miko gets caught out. Oh no, does manage to teleport over to the Sentry Tower. But just having a little look. But while this is going on, I mean, the Mister has full map pressure. So he's in a very, very good spot, forcing, basically just showing his presence here, just showing that you can't come out of your base, you have to sit in there, and I can get all the hunt that I want. There's also, if you notice here, 2 oracles on the hunt. I mean, this is the hyena, maybe this one's not scouting so much, but actually he is on this hunt here. Was about to say there's no sneaking of this one, but he is right in the middle. And I think Chasing the Sun has so many samurais here. Just move to his perspective. He's got 11 against the 6 units here. So this is like 22 Mamillos. It's absolutely crazy. So got to run away from those. But the slows plus Aranos ones just being so quick, not a big deal. Mister is going up to the next stage. We see he's got enough resources. I'm assuming he's building an armory or a market at some point. Nothing coming through yet, but he is going through Hyperion. Hyperion, usually the choice for the Uranos player, just because you can kind of spam out god powers. We do see a fifth. Oh, needs to garrison back inside the Sky Passage and does manage to do so. But yeah, needs to be able to spam out those god powers, and it's such a good god power to spam. Shockwave used to keep a hero Caraballister alive. You do not want to lose this boy. How much is he? He's almost 400 resources, 375 resources for that guy. You definitely don't want to lose him. So a 15 favors Shockwave. Maybe it's worth it. And now he can heal him back up to full HP. And all is good in the world again. So chasing the sun, I assume he's finished up on this food now. Maybe he'll be heading over here. Maybe he'll just be getting these hyenas just a little bit. Also a bit of an Uranos tech there where you can see a little bit for a little bit longer. And Hyperion will be coming through. So some kind of even fight now with the Chaos could potentially go the Mister's way. He's also deciding to swap over his Sky Passage, which is always a good shout. He can just get this Sky Passage up with all these villagers, and the Camo Itachi shouldn't do any damage. But the Solar Shields now for Chasing the Sun are just getting so expensive. You normally only want to use 1 or 2 and then kind of save them for later. They're kind of kamikaze boys at the end of the day. And actually, we're not watching from Chasing the Sun's perspective, but he is going to get Heroic Cage himself. Now, it'd be interesting to see how the Mister plays this, because watching Kavoth play, Kavoth, I think, is such a strong Uranos player, is he really likes these Satyrs. It's such a big power spike to get Chaos where you stun the units, and then if you have, let's say, 3+ Satyrs, then if they use their special on those stunned units, you can set them up in a way where they just get so much damage done. Also another Oracle coming in, so there'll be 6 Oracles. How's he placing these Oracles? So they are kind of spread around. Nice play from Chasing the Sun to find this Oracle here, so that one will definitely go down. Even if you heroize it, it's just dead. Might as well leave it in the same spot. This one is over this side. There is one in this corner, which has also been spotted. So very nice play from Chasing the Sun here, and he's got a few in his base also, and the new ones will be in the base. Maybe they'll be overlapped slightly, but you can still get some really good kind of favor value from just sitting them in your base. Normally what I've found is pretty good is putting them kind of right next to the tree lines around your base. Yes, they might overlap slightly, but you get a decent gold income that's probably not going to be stopped. Favor income, not gold income, favor. Looks like Sky Passage this side. Sky Passage down here has been spotted by Chasing the Sun, but it's fine. There's a Sky Passage on this side. I didn't mention, but the map's Giza, and I think Giza is such a good Uranos map. So the Kitsune is just coming in, just doing his tiny little bits of damage, but he's very, very frail unless he has that upgrade. And looks like Chasing the Sun's looking elsewhere, so that Fox will go down pretty quickly. Now here, there is a bit of a death ball situation going on. All the hero Caraballister, where are they coming? They're going down here. And this is the point of the game where if you get your Sky Passages set up, it's so hard to deal damage to the Uranos. So he's got a Sky Passage on the food, he's got a Sky Passage on this gold. And if you just sit all of your units by a Sky Passage, whenever Chasing the Sun goes to attack somewhere, say where he's got the speed, with also the Naginata Rider goes down there. But say he has the speed with his Naginata Riders, you have just so much more speed, even with your slow units that can just pop out wherever they want. So we don't even know where they're going. It looks like they're going to the front just to get some pop shots off on that Raiju with those hero Caraballister. And a nice play from Chasing the Sun does use that quite expensive solar shield. The rest of the units, though, are attacking themselves. And it's not the biggest value chaos, but it was quite kind of a small amount of units, which means it does last for a while. One of the crazy things about chaos is, say there's like 2 or 3 myth units that are really bothering you. There's some Anubite raids or something similar. You can just use it on just those, and it lasts for like 15 seconds. Like, not even kidding, like not even exaggerating. It's an extortionate amount of time. Whereas if you use it on, say, you use it on this whole army here, it might last 3 seconds. So you kind of have to gauge the best time to use it, and normally trying to save units in this case is a pretty good idea, but I would also like to see the damage getting done. Looks like it's a Samurai Naginata Rider affair for Chasing the Sun. And the Mister, he's going to pop out and then go back to his base. It's absolutely brutal trying to deal with this. Sky Passage is going to go down. There's heavy in for Chasing the Sun. And heavy Kantarius from the Mister. Probably going to go for some raids with these bad boys. There must be a second gold mine being grabbed from Chasing the Sun. Even Amaterasu has to leave her base at some point. So that's probably what the Mister's thinking. Whether or not it be this one, that's more than likely. Or potentially, this is where a town center is. So this will be the other one. That's a possibility. And this one's already been scouted. So needs to just have a look. Maybe checking this town center. No one on the town center. But there was people here at some point. Has seen a lot of these trees have been chopped down. And the raiders still coming to have a look. Whereas the Naginata Riders coming along. And nice bit of micro on the Catapulties. It's not the easiest micro to do. I know the top players make this look so easy, but there's only 2 in there. So you kind of have to spam click your eject button while also making sure that you get your units in there not too quick. That it jams it up and you have to press it again. It's kind of a fine line you have to tread there. And Chasing the Sun's actually gone a full farming, so he does feel like he needs to be in the base. That's probably where all this wood was chopped earlier. I'm going to try and take down the shrine with the very, very strong heavy Kantarius. Villagers popping out a little bit too soon. Miko goes down, watchtower's in, assuming there'll be crenellations, and this is the gold mine for Chasing the Sun. Has a castle on it and a wall, very defensive setup. To run this way again, would have to run past 2 towers and a town center. So I think that's going to be very, very difficult for the Mister to actually do some damage to. And the heavy samurai raids, probably not the one. The Catapulties can catch up with them and snare them up. They are a little bit faster, actually way faster at 5.4 speed and a huge shockwave. So much damage. These such expensive units, about 200 resources each. So they're going to drop very, very quickly. Looks like the Kantarius trying to get back. Kantarius not as fast as the Naginata Riders. So they are going to get snared up just a little bit. But shouldn't lose too many of them. This is what you can do, is just leave one behind to kind of be chased. And then the rest of them will be able to get away. But doesn't even lose that one. So again, nice bit of value. That samurai army was so expensive. So not trying to finish the game off, not going for some kind of mad push, because you're just going to lose so many resources into this castle. So making sure to defend some of these rushes coming forward, and also just getting value in these fights wherever we can. Sons of the Sun coming in, which is going to be extra favor for your oracles, turns them all into heroes, which just gives them a little bit of extra line of sight also. Or maybe it just gives them extra favor. What does it do? It gives them extra line of sight. Look at that. Look at it go. So actually it went from 0.007 to 0.1. So a pretty big difference. If you've got 7 of them, that's like having an extra oracle, basically. Extra 2 oracles, maybe. But doesn't want to get caught out on these. I mean, one good thing for the Mister here is that there are no archers. There are no bushies. There are no... whatever the other archer calls, the Yumi horse archers. So these flying units, they don't even really have to be microed. They can just sit there for free. And the Sky Passage is going to get caught out. The Satius special also. Satius coming out. In come the Cairo Ballista. And it is going to scare Chasing the Sun away again. And just this pop-out kind of micro is just so annoying to deal with. There is going to be a settlement in 7 seconds, though. How much damage can these melee units do in 7 seconds? Looks like they'll probably get it to about half HP, and then it's going to go down so quick. I don't know if Chasing the Sun deleted that one. I think it was about half HP. Should have just let it get a little bit of damage somewhere. Maybe it could have taken down a Catapulties rather than deleting it, but still. Where are these guys going? It's just so loud how they all just pop into a place. Also, just a little Arano's tech for anyone that wonders. If you want to pop something out straight away and not have to press your eject button, which for me is T, you can actually hit Q here and it will automatically jump out of a certain Sky Passage. So say you want to go in this Sky Passage or any of them and you want to pop out here instantly, you just hit Q. beforehand, and then the Sky Passage will have like a kind of ring around it, and then all of your units will pop out of that one, which is nice. Settlement getting grabbed on this side, which will secure, or somewhat secure, be in a decent position to secure this gold mine and potentially this one as well, while also grabbing the one on the top, to taking that away from Chasing the Sun. I assume Chasing the Sun's probably got this town center, or he's going to think about grabbing it. Looks like he does have that one. A little bit of a wall being set up here from Chasing the Sun. I assume he's thinking about a trade at some point. It's a pretty nice trade for him. He's got a natural cliff that's very hard to get past. Then we'll go through. And actually, we saw a bit of Helios action coming in. So this is Vortex. This is your, what are these guys called? Centimanus. And they're such strong siege units. They do have the ability that hits units away. I don't think they do too much to units. It says 55, but they attack quite slow. Yeah, so it's 36.7. But against siege units, or against siege too, but as a siege unit, so strong. And he hasn't spent too much on those satyrs, and actually decides to zoom the boys away somewhere. I don't even know where that was used. Was it just used in the middle to take down the Azura? And that guy goes down. Such a strong unit here. So you definitely want to be taking that one. Don't want to be taking any damage from it. Oh, Yumi's on the back again, getting taken down by those Cantarius. And Chaos number something comes in. Oh, big slash. Is he gonna? Ooh, that is some huge slash value. Absolutely massive. So we said these were 400 resources each. What a play from Chasing the Sun to take down basically the whole value of that army. The value was going crazy, and with one god power just swipes all of that. And this is interesting. I thought that would be the end of the Kyriballister. Since they're all gone, you're just going to leave them. Kyriballister are a unit that are super strong. They're ridiculously strong. But the issue is they're not survivable at all. They're slow as hell. They're kind of awkward to maneuver because they're so big. They don't have much HP, or just how unsurvivable they are, if that's even a word. How fragile they are, maybe. So we don't see them in the late game because you would much rather have Arcus. Arcus can jump into palaces, they can run around, they can do like the kiting micro or the shoot and scoot micro, whatever you like to call it. And they're just a little bit easier to actually control. Whereas the Kyriballister, they do more damage to infantry. We see the infantry number here is absolutely crazy. So we'll see if the Mister can get value from it. He is rebuilding them. Is he going to make them heroes again? So as Kronos, again, we're going back to the Kronos example. Hero Kyriballister do give you resources back when you lose them. So normal Kyriballister do as well for Kronos, but if you were to turn them into heroes, then you actually get more resources back because you spent the extra resources to make them heroes. So it's not a bad option there, but I don't think I've ever seen a Mythic Age Uranos building like more than just a couple of Kyriballister. Also, just trying to get some nice raids in with his Cantarius. That's something that you'll find from the Mister, is he just never stops raiding, basically. And he's actually done a pretty good job at stopping the enemy raids thanks to all his Sky Passages. Just managed to get this town center now. So still on 3, kind of swapping the map over to this side because he's been pressured over on the other one. So Chasing the Sun has access to this side gold mine. So nice play from him. The Raiju also, I mean, the Raiju should do very, very well here on his lonesome, let alone when the Samurais come in with their special abilities. Now champion Samurai for the Amaterasu. And we can just see she's getting all the upgrades. Nope. Warden of Tartarus. This is the upgrade. See how much damage they can do. Shockwave coming in, and then another kind of little shockwave, and it does leave these little hills around, which I didn't realize for a long time that these guys do that, but it's a nice little effect. And we see the big samurai kind of upgrades coming in. So these little samurais, when they die, they do a little bit more damage. But it's going to be able to chase the numbers back. And then big specials in again. It's just basically just like having more little shockwaves. Trying to damage this side. But the Kari Ballista Ball is back. 10 of these bad boys. And also going for the center mana. So swapping over from using lots of chaoses and just wanting to go into these super strong myth units instead. There is a castle up on this side. There is also a second free usage of Vortex, which we haven't seen yet. So once all these center manas come out, or Warden of Tartarus as they're called now, what is there going to be? So he's going to have 6 of them. So if he can use 6 of them, get them next to a castle, I mean, he can just walk through this wooden wall. It should take a couple of whacks from these guys. 120 per hit, 80 crush damage a second. It's absolutely brutal. Just needs to wait till he has the rest of them. Even just heal up. This one's going to need a few heals from these Caladria. And what's this? Forward counter barracks. Thought about coming back up. So chasing the Suns, trying to grab as much map pressure as possible. Claim the map. Less than map pressure. But then deciding to go market this side. I mean, technically this is the more efficient trade, but it's right through the middle of the map. I mean, well, maybe you can go down here. That's probably the idea. But still, I think this one's just so much easier to actually defend. You have this fortified town center, you have the wooden wall, but deciding to do the top way, and this is the Cantarius going to try and put a stop to that. I think there's going to be a little gap here that he's not finished up the wall. So these commoners probably going to go down pretty quickly to these champion Cantarius. They are now locked in, but should be fine. We said the wooden wall is going to go down quick, and just going to be constant hits with these Tartarus wardens. Let's get in some. Yes, this is Fire Siphons and Arcus. This doesn't actually affect the Kari Ballista. That upgrade there. I mean, I assume the idea for the Kari Ballista is literally just Samurai. Like, it's just the best counter to Samurai that you've got. You know that your opponent wants to build loads of Samurai, so why not? I mean, there's constant hits. These Samurai aren't even getting any damage done. They're just getting pushed back and pushed back while these Kari Ballista just go to town. Looks like they are going to be eventually getting onto it. The next shockwave is 60 to recast. That one's not going to be recast anytime soon. But you do have these mini shockwaves with the Tartarus, and it is going to be more Kari Ballista, more Wardens of Tartarus. This bit on this side, the market's also been cleaned up, so nice play. But against siege weapons as well, they should just like 2-hit these, I would imagine. Start punching these things. I guess the Oyumi are a good option to take out myth units though, because they do good damage to them. Whether or not they can actually get on to these guys. And a surround on the siege weapons. You can't garrison siege weapons, so they're all going to go down, I reckon. They all get punched. And yeah, what is that? It basically would be a 2-shot from one of these Warden of Tartaruses. And this fortified town center looks like it's going down. This gold mine is going to be grabbed by the Mister at any point afterwards. He's got 2,000 left on this side, so not really a problem. Also deciding to just grab some llama caravans, just manually deciding how many he wants. So it looks like he just wanted just a couple. And now the bushies are in. How much pierce armor do these guys have? It looks like they have the same amount of hack to pierce armor, so 60 of each, 900 HP. So the bushies are going to be a decent counter with their 8 times multiplier. But I don't think they do too much to the Kari Ballista, though. I think Kari Ballista, I mean, they do so much damage, but against a backline bushy army, they don't really hit them. They're kind of drunk. I mean, at least we see these guys with ballistics, which isn't popping up. He doesn't have ballistics. I don't think I've ever seen a Kari Ballista with ballistics, because it's the kind of time when no one starts to build them. But maybe the Mister thinks that he doesn't need it. Maybe it doesn't really affect them very much. They kind of try and hit their one shot, and then the other ones just spread around. So that's why they're good against balls of units. Whereas one unit, they're going to do so little damage to. They'll be doing their 5.3 or 10 per second or whatever it is. Now, gold mine secured. Sky passage getting dropped down with just a few villagers, and then once this one finishes up, it's going to be pretty much perfect timing on this to be able to just go over to this side, grab these gold mines, grab this town center. It's going to be 4 TC to 2, and the Karabalista army is making itself work. Plus the Warden of Tartarus. I think we've never seen either of these units at this late, and it seems that they're a pretty solid combo. There's a handful of archers to kind of make themselves known, even some Terma as well, but just the pure front line of these boys purely there to just push the other units away. Maybe kind of overstepping with his fire siphon there, but I think he's far enough ahead that doesn't really matter. Both sides, 4 villagers, but this army is looking pretty disgusting. If you want to go for like one last push with the 4 TC, you could hero-wise all of these. It would cost a fortune. And maybe the Mister doesn't quite have the gold, but he has the everything else. What's the market situation? Yeah, it looks like the market, lots of things been bought and sold. As there have been some mini gold stuffs going on. The commoners, though, they have to come out for gold at some point. It looks like the trade isn't set up properly. And the villagers trying to go after the siege weapons. They don't have bonus against siege anymore, so they should go down pretty quickly. And this army is the only thing that can really deal with the big myth unit ball, so it does use the chaos on them. And maybe that's what the Terma are there for. Just a couple of Terma just to snipe the bushy heroes. They're all going down. Karabalista on this side. Anything that comes after these guys just gets pushed away. Look at them, just get stomped on and stomped on, and they just can't get touched. It's almost like they got security basically. It's the big hench dudes surrounding. Nice little comp up to 260 pop, getting some more units in, but the Mister does manage to take that one. So yes, this was one of the Mister's training games. He said he might send some more through, so if he does for future me but past you guys, then I will either put them together or just put them out as and when. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.